speech.
Okay. Congratulations, Tom. You did a spectacular job in this film. And,
thanks very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. And let's get right to the chase here because,
right.
you know, it's a little bit of a different Malfoy we see in this. Was it hard to transition him the way you did?
Yeah, I think he's sort of been purposefully played down as this sort of two-dimensional, sort of, you know, one-sided bully. So this year it was kind of strange knowing that we'd have to go back there and completely sort of reinvent him. And make him a lot darker because he's, you know, he's no longer calling Harry names. He's trying to break his nose and all sorts of other stuff. But also make him a hell of a lot more vulnerable and make him seem like, you know, he's not really wants to do this, and he's really a victim of circumstances more than anything, I think.
Is it good or bad that we kind of feel a little sorry for him?
It's great. That was the idea. I mean, the idea is that by the end of it, you think, hold on a second, wow, maybe we've misread this guy. Maybe he is just a, you know. He's a normal kid surrounded by some of the worst influences children could be around. You know, Bellatrix and Lucius are pretty awful parents, I think, or pretty awful parenting roles, definitely.
Yeah, although I love Jason Isaacs, he's a bit of a wacko in the films.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so strange because he's such a charming man, and then they roll cameras and he turns into this. Well, they're all the same. Helena's even worse. I mean, she's such a joy, and then she turns into this complete nightmare when they roll cameras. Yeah, it's kind of scary.
So tell me about your one-on-one with good old Daniel in the bathroom there.
Yeah, it sounds so wrong, doesn't it? Every time we say it. Oh, me and Daniel had one fight in the bathroom. God, it sounds wrong. Yeah, no, it was great. We've been building up to it for quite a while, you know, and it was really nice for us actually because they rigged the whole bathroom literally like with explosives. So every time we did this with the wand, something else blew up, which was good for us. Very, very exciting.
It's amazing, you know, when you look at it, Tom, who was on the sets with you, you know, the actors, the veteran actors, and then of course Daniel and Rupert. Who, when you look back, who's kind of mentored you, or who have you learnt from?
That's a tricky one. I mean, you never really get the opportunity to say, oh, you know, how do we do this and how do we do that? I mean, personally, David Yates has been my person that's really mentored me. I don't really feel like I've ever had to really act before this film. Just sort of going along with it. Whereas this film, I was quite terrified at the prospect that I was going to have to do something quite serious. And I feel that David really not only helped me get through it, he knew exactly what to say, which was very helpful for me.
Wow. And, you know, I said this to you last night at the premiere, but I just found it fascinating to watch you in this movie. I thought you did such a great job because the thing about Malfoy, especially that he's so concentrated, a lot of it's in his stare, it's in his eye, and you really got it. Like, you were scary, dude.
Brilliant. No, thank you. Thank you.
Where do you have to go?
Yeah, I don't know, in a slightly strange place, I guess. You know, you have to sort of, usually when you're doing these sorts of things, you can talk to the cast and the crew in between takes and have a laugh, and then they roll cameras and you sort of jump back into this thing. But to get in, just for his slightly, I mean, it was David's purely his idea of this sort of ghost-like, glazy-eyed image, you know, and everything was slowed down and everything was almost in slow motion for him. So I hate to say it, but staring at a wall for about 20 minutes before you start shooting and just pacing up and down and sort of really letting go of any sort of conscious thought. It was a lot of fun, actually. I enjoyed it. I miss it. I wish I could do it again.